Welcome back. We are here traveling and touring Israel, hiking the mountains and valleys, connecting to our heritage on the topic of gratitude. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about tefillah, prayer, and the connection of prayer and gratitude. And for that, I am bringing you on our first stop, one of the most important places to talk about prayer, ancient Shiloh. Let's go. Shiloh. This is the first place that we all gathered together as a nation in the land of Israel. After 40 years of wandering in the desert, Yoshua leads us into the land. We conquer Jericho. There's some conquering that we do. We come together here and we build the mishkan, the tabernacle. This is going to stand here for 369 years. This is the spot where Yoshua is going to divide up the land to all the different tribes. But 3 times a year, every single one of our ancestors would come. Pesach, Sukkot, and Shavuot, they would come here to the mishkan. In fact, it's crazy. You're just walking around here and you see all of these shards of pottery. Our ancestors were here walking. Check out these remnants all over the floor here. These could be remnants that our ancestors brought to the holy mishkan. Maybe they were holding the first fruits. Maybe they were used to eat the Passover offering. And if we're talking about the 3 main pilgrimage festivals, I want to tell you, after years, all of these tribes, they're going off, they're creating their homes in the land of Israel, finally, homeowners, and they start forgetting about that center, the spirituality. They forget to come to the mishkan. They're forgetting about the house of God. And there's one man, Elkanah, from the lands of Ephraim, and he decides to make a change. Every year, every holiday, year after year, he's going to go up, and he's going to go up from different routes, and he's going to pull people, say, hey, it's Passover, let's go connect to Hashem. Hey, it's Shavuot, let's bring our first fruits, it's Sukkot. And he's bringing people. And I want to talk about his wife, because Elkanah is doing something massive, and Chana, his wife, is going to change the way that we understand prayer forever. And if we're talking about prayer and gratitude, let's go learn from Chana. Chana comes here to Shiloh with her husband Elkanah and his other wife Penina, year after year, festival after festival, and she has this heaviness in her heart. She's barren, and she watches as Penina has child after child, and even though she gets a double portion and she gets the love of Elkanah, like that love of 10 sons, as he says, it's not enough. It's not enough for her not to experience childbirth, and she comes finally to demand. She comes to the mishkan, to this spot that we're standing at right now, and she pours her heart out to Hashem. And she says, it says, "V'titpalal Chana al Hashem." She prayed for Hashem. She says, Hashem, look at your world. Look at the low spiritual level. Look at the disconnection. Look at people who are forgetting what it means to come to the house of God. You need this son more than I need this son. I'm going to dedicate him to you. Even Eli, the high priest, sees her and says, what are you doing? You're coming to this holy site drunk? Because he doesn't understand. She's praying, but words aren't coming out of her mouth. She's so involved in her prayer. It's from the heart. He realizes his mistake and he blesses her. And she's going to come back here. And I want to go to that prayer and talk about gratitude from that space when she returns with the son that she prayed for. Chana comes back here to this space with her son that she prayed for, but not just any son. He is Shmuel Hanavi, Shmuel the prophet. He's going to be dedicated to Hashem in this space, in Mishkan. But he's not just any man. Shmuel the prophet is going to unite the whole people of Israel under the first king, Shaul. And then he will anoint the second king, David. David, who's going to create Yerushalayim, the place that will be our capital to this very day. And not only does she bring Shmuel to dedicate him, but what happens is she's in such a state of gratitude that it pours out with tefillat Chana, another prayer of Chana, but this time not a prayer of begging, a prayer of gratitude, a prayer of thanks. One of the most powerful prayers in the whole Tanakh, a prayer that teaches us the laws of prayer. It teaches us the formulation of how we do our Shemona Esrei every single day. That comes from this space. And let's talk about that gratitude for a minute. Chana is feeling so exalted with the gifts that she's received. Not only does she want to give back to the world, but it creates a funnel of connection between her and Hashem. Gratitude can be expressed through tefillah, and the tefillah that comes from gratitude creates beautiful things in the world, like kingship, like unity. And I want us to go to that place that's gonna come from here, to Jerusalem, to talk about tefillah in the house of Hashem, in the temple. We gotta go from Shiloh to Yerushalayim. Follow me.